Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. This is going to be a review of Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 12, entitled Night of the Battle to Retake the Wall. This is the final episode of the first half season of Season 3, the Episode 12 of the first 12 episodes. And as far as I could tell, or as far as I could see, this was an interesting episode that showed us who the main characters are, why we like them, as well as an episode that alluded to the future of the series. So without any further ado, let's get into this. My first thoughts. Here's what I was thinking when watching this episode in the very beginning. I was hoping that they would find out what's in the Titan serum, and I was wondering how they're going to retake Wall Maria and what happens next after they succeed, if they succeed. So let's go ahead and get into the plot. The episode begins with Hanji and the military leaders discussing the possible origin of the mysterious Titan serum. They can't figure out what it's made out of or what's inside of it because of the way it basically dissipates if they let it exposed to air. So they can't figure out how it works. Next we see Commander Erwin and Captain Levi and a few other military leaders discussing their next plan of action of how to retake Wall Maria. They break down the benefits and costs of creating another recon mission to retake both gates near the Shingashina district. And soon after the discussion is over, everyone except Commander Erwin and Captain Levi leave. Those two stay behind and have their own separate conversation. Here we see Captain Levi attempt to convince Erwin to not join them in the next scouting mission. Erwin is absolutely determined to see the next mission through, and Levi is not able to convince Erwin to stay behind, even after threatening to break his legs, which I thought was kind of funny, but also kind of touching in a way. So Erwin, with his arm bitten off, will join Levi, Hanji, and all the other scouts in their next major mission. Next we see the Levi squad in the mess hall behaving like their former silly selves. The scouting regiment was able to secure funds to purchase meat, something that the scouts haven't eaten in a while, and everyone goes crazy celebrating, and then the fighting and the silliness over the expensive food begins. Sasha is hungry for a lot of food and she starts biting everything that even looks like meat. Connie is irritated by Sasha and tries to stop her from consuming everything that else is meal, or everyone else's food. Eventually, Connie and Eren tie Sasha up onto a pole. Then Eren and Jean get into a fight like they usually do, but this time Armin and Mikasa don't try to break it up. Oddly enough, the other scouts just watch them pummel each other, which was amusing in a way. Levi eventually comes in, and he hilariously breaks up the fight and sends everybody to bed. We then see Eren, Mikasa, Armin have a chat near some stairways out in the street somewhere. They all see a man who reminds them of Hannes. They speak about their next mission and how their lives have changed forever until Armin pipes up and tells them about the sea again. He tells them about the ocean and that there's this giant body of salt water, bigger than any body of water that they've ever encountered. Later, we see the scouts riding the elevators to the top of Wall Rose in front of a very happy and excited crowd. The crowd is cheering them on, a crowd that was formed by Flago Reeves, and to Levi's hilarious surprise, Commander Erwin yells in triumph back at the crowd, which I thought was another incredibly funny scene. We then see the scouts lower to the other side. They mount their horses and ride their horses out toward Wall Maria. In the final scene, we see Bertolt and Rainer resting on Wall Maria, awaiting the arrival of the scouts. And that's how episode 12 closes. Interesting things that I noticed. I got 5 different things that I saw that I thought were interesting. 1. I was a tad surprised by how concerned Levi was for Erwin's health and safety. He seemed to care a lot more than I expected about whether Erwin would die or not if he attended the next mission. It seems that Levi is truly getting tired of losing people that he cares about in this war. 2. The scene in the mess hall was hilarious. It showed us that despite all the craziness that has occurred in the last, 6 months or so, many of the scouts are still kids that will play around and have fun every once in a while, even if they do go a little overboard. 3. The touching scene where Armin reminds Eren and Mikasa about the ocean and how great it's going to be when they finally get out there, out to sea, out to the ocean, and they get to explore the world that they never seen or even experienced outside of Wall Maria. Number 4. I love this one scene where the crowd is chanting happily and cheering the scouts as the scouts are on the elevators going up towards the walls, and Commander Erwin yells incoherently back at the crowd from the elevator. This completely shocks Levi, and Levi ends up having this hilarious expression about Eren screaming or yelling, and I thought that was funny. And number 5, finally, the last ride out on episode 12, the scene where the scouts ride the horses boldly towards Wall Maria. I thought that was awesome. Very well animated too. As far as the animation quality, animation was top quality as usual. Couldn't find any flaws or mistakes in this episode at all whatsoever. As I've said like a dozen times before, another awesome job by the animation team at Wit Studio. The best thing about this episode was temporarily seeing so many of our characters interact with each other, similar to the way they did before battling the Titans for the first time. Sasha was taking the food, Connie was being annoyed, Eren and Jean were fighting and arguing as usual. All these scenes seem to beautifully remind us or be beautifully reminiscent of days when life wasn't so intense or serious. It was pretty refreshing to see our characters a little bit toned down for once. Also, seeing the concern that Levi had for his commander was a bit touching and slightly unexpected. At least to me it was. Worst about the episode, there was nothing even remotely wrong about this episode at all. Nothing. My absolutely favorite scene was when Erwin Smith was yelling along with the crowd as they're being raised up by the elevators and they're heading out to the other mission, a very important mission to retake Wall Maria. Him yelling at the crowd and the crowd cheering at him, absolutely awesome scene, especially when I saw Levi's reaction to it. That was funny. Absolutely hilarious, yet perfect. As far as a 1 to 10 score, I would rate this episode a 1 to 10 because everything was nicely done when it showed how our heroes' reactions were and how their behaviors were following their defeat of the Rod Rice Titan. But also it was showing the tension they felt for the next mission. And I thought pretty much everything with the animation, the interactions with the characters, the voice acting, everything was beautifully executed in my opinion. Overall summary. Overall, I felt this was another episode that focused on the characters and how they interacted. Levi trying to convince Erwin not to go on the next mission because he's concerned with the safety. The Levi squad acting like they're more childlike pre-Titan slaying selves. The next recon mission to retake Wall Maria. An excited Erwin who completely threw Levi off when he was yelling at the crowd and cheering with them as they were riding the elevator to the top of Wall Rose. Eren, Mikasa, and Armin having a friendly yet very enlightened conversation about the sea, about their future, about their past, and about how their lives have changed before tomorrow's mission. All of this was so well put together, yet so touching and heartfelt. Very good writing and very good character-driven transitional episode for the series. I also love the sneak peek into the rest of Season 3, where Mikasa and Levi have an interaction, but I won't get into that until much later. All I can say is I can't wait till spring of next year. I think it's going to be around April or so when they continue on with Season 3, so can't wait for that. But I also do want to add, Because season 3 is being cut in half, the next 12 episodes of season 3 are going to air sometime in April in 2009 in the sub, and the dub most likely is going to come out about a month later. So expect the dub to come out in about maybe May of 2019. So my review videos won't come back until then. But don't worry, I'll still be posting content on this channel following multiple different topics. But when May of 2019 rolls around, I will be coming back with a weekly episode review, as always, of Attack on Titan. So for those who've watched and enjoyed these review series, or these review videos, thanks so much for tuning in, and hope you continue to view these videos that I produce on this channel as I continue to make them. And with that being said, you guys have a nice day. And that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, share, and donate to support this channel. You all have a nice day. I'm out. Peace.